authority. By, I think, August, they said they are 45 billion. 45 billion Kenya shillings. When we talk about unclaimed assets authority, you are saying there is an asset somewhere, some bank account lying somewhere, no one is claiming it. What does that mean? The owner died, no one knew the guy had money. There are plots all over buildings whose owners died and no one has come to claim them because the family, the wife, the children, or girlfriend, or no one knew this guy has that wealth. Now, is that money helping that person now because they are dead? No. Is it helping his family? If the family knew, they wouldn't, the money would not be unclaimed today. When you see Solomon calling it an evil, it is because indeed it is an evil. Either this person did not want to use the money, the wealth on himself until he lost it, or he didn't trust anyone to let them know, unatupesa nimechimbia pale kwa shamba, and now he has lost it through a misfortune, because if he dies and no one knows where the money is, of course that money is lost, and that's it. His son will never benefit from it. And Solomon is calling it misfortune. Issues of money that is not helping the owners, that did not begin the other day. Solomon saw it and described it as evil under the sun. Now, the son of that guy would not benefit anything. Now look at verse 15, because he has a description now about that son of the person whose wealth has just disappeared. Now he says, as he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor which he may carry away in his hand. Sorry, that's not the son, that's that man who did not use his wealth, neither left, he lost it. He acquired the wealth, he did not have the wisdom or the blessing, like Solomon calls it, to enjoy the wealth, and he has lost it. Now, he goes to the grave as he came. As in, hata ukisema uzikwe na Mercedes. Can you drive the Mercedes? No. Of course, you have seen some guys in Nigeria who are that, I don't know what to call it, arrogant or something. Say, I don't want to be buried in a coffin. I want to be buried in my Mercedes. Well, thank God that is Nigeria. You try that in Kenya. You see whether that Mercedes shall be under the soil for one night. I mean, everyone will want to sleep there digging it up. But even if you are buried with that limousine, can you drive it? You will still be naked at the end of the day, just the way you came. And what Solomon is teaching us, before you lose your life trying to gain as much as possible, remember, you shall be buried like you came, naked. One of the philosophers, I don't remember his name, he had a funny request that when I die, I want to be buried in a coffin where both of my arms are outside. So they made a coffin and made holes. When people began to ask him, why are you making such weird requests? He told them, because I want the fools who remain alive to realize I carried nothing when I went. Well, being a philosopher, he was trying to prove his point in his own way. But the thing is, as people saw him now, his body being carried, everyone could see, by the way, hakuna kitu ameshika kwa mikono. The same way he came is the same way he goes. You may gather millions in this world. You will never go with it anywhere. You will leave it here. So before you now commit crime, move away from God, trying to gather riches, remember, naked shall you return. You never came with anything in this world. you will not go with anything. You will go the same way you came. And then he says, you shall take nothing from your labor that you may now carry in your head. I mean, no one dies and goes saying, I have carried my, hey, hii ndio kazi ya miaka yangu yote. You will be buried naked. You will be alone. There will be nothing. So whatever wealth, whatever benefit is what now you benefited when you were here, and what now you are able to benefit others. That is why he says in verse 16, concerning the same matter, and this also is a severe evil. Just exactly as he came, so shall he go. And what profit has he who has labored for the wind? Because it's like you were laboring for the wind. You cannot catch the wind. You cannot say, I have caught 500 grams of wind. It will be, like he's saying, chasing the wind. It will be in vain. So the point that Solomon is saying, is making, is a very simple one. Even in your labor, remember, when all is said and done, you shall carry nothing. Does that mean we stop working? No. It only means you balance that with the knowledge of knowing I need, for instance, family more than the money. I need to help myself now. If I need to eat well, let me eat, so that I don't begin to say, wacha ni save your pesa as if you'll be buried with it. I will not do this. I will not go on holiday. I will not. You will die and you cannot carry anything the day you die. Next verse, I want you to see what he continues to say. All his days he also eats in darkness, and he has much sorrow and sickness and anger. Now, that description is what now begins to describe life the moment you remove the aspect of Jesus from it. That the days, maybe give me verse 18. Let me connect with that, so that I don't have to repeat myself. Here is what I have seen. It is good and fitting for one to eat and drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor in which he toils under the sun all the days of his life, which God gives him, for it is his heritage. Now, when you begin to spend your life in sorrow because you are worried about maybe you have not been doing the right thing, so you are not at peace, or you are overstretching yourself, so that now the description is what is in verse 17. You are eating in darkness, you are eating in sorrow, you are eating in pain, you are eating in sickness. On the other hand, Solomon realizes there is a way that you can now enjoy. That is now the other side of it. What is good is for you to enjoy, to eat and drink, and to enjoy your labor in the land of the living. Why? Because that is what God has given as your heritage, at least when it comes to matters here on earth. This life, as God planned it, was not meant to be sickness, wrath, verse 17. It was meant to be relaxing, that I am working, hard as I should, but not overworking. I am giving myself time to enjoy whatever God has given me to do, and also to share with my neighbor, so that, of course, joy will always be shared. And at the end of the day, you realize now this is what how life was meant to be. I'll take you back to Genesis. This is something we keep referring to. Before the fall of man, work was still there. So don't say, if Adam never ate that apple, I wouldn't work today. No. Adam had a job. Long before the fall of man, the Lord had said, had planted a garden, and he told Adam to take care of it and to weed. Actually, the King James says he was supposed to dress the garden. He was supposed now to make sure these trees are trained in the right way, fruit trees, pruning them, because you cannot tell me because man sinned, now fruit trees needed to be pruned. That was part of his work. What came with the fall was the earth began to produce less, so he began to toil much. The same, by the way, when we say a certain land is paradise, what are we saying? That you don't need to struggle a lot. You don't need a lot of fertilizers, you don't need a lot of chemicals, you just plant and the food grows on itself. When you talk about problematic land, you are saying to produce the same amount of food with the other guy who is in paradise, you have to use more labor, you have to cultivate more, you have to irrigate, you have to take care of the weeds, the diseases. At the end of the day, you labor to produce one bag. So that is what was in the garden. And Adam was enjoying it. I mean, the guy was there eating fruits, a variety of fruits. By then, meat was not in the diet. So he was